Right, guys, better late than never. You certainly have the pleasure of my company today as we watch the Australian Masters men face off against the USA Masters men. USA 2-0 up with 3.5 minutes to go in this, the first half of the playoff for fifth, I believe. As the buzzer goes and all the players go to the surface. USA playing a very nice style of hockey at the moment, as you can see Wanma there subbing frantically to get a fresh player in. The refs are setting the puck up. It looks to be an advantage puck for Australia. You can see the typical 3-2-1 setup for the Aussies there as the play continues. The Australians having a bit of a mixed bag of a match, or of a tournament I should say. US doing a really nice cut down there. Good 45 drive. Australia cleaning it up and driving square to the near side wall. David Elwood-Sutcliffe doing a nice job of making it safe, and the Aussies are starting to drive down the left-hand side here. A good drive there by Hamish Ride. US getting down, and the Australians deciding to switch it over to the far side of the court. Ryan Heckenberg there doing a nice little inside-out move, but unfortunately the USA are up to the task. They cut it down. Jace Meeses picks up that puck and recycles it back out into the centre channel. And the Australians driving the right-hand side now in good numbers. USA frantically trying to keep this puck out of the danger zone there, which is the centre channel. It's kind of the spot that most teams like to attack the goal tray. The buzzer goes again. We'll see what the refs say now. It's against Australia. I didn't quite catch the call, but a nice drive there from Australia. They've got their work cut out for them with 2 goals down here in the first half. As you can see, they call a timeout with 2 minutes remaining. Referees give it the signal, and yeah, we'll have to wait a minute before the play continues. So this Masters team for Australia, to the USA. I know a few of the guys in the USA, actually Mike Grimm and DK and the other Mike. Really nice lads, and obviously playing a good brand of hockey today. A couple of the legends of Australian underwater hockey in this Masters team. David Sutcliffe, otherwise known as Elwood, Jace Meeses. Got Andy Dunlop there in the near shot of the camera. Reece Quilford, Hamish Ride, Ryan Heckenberg is playing right wing. Hamish is in the centre, and I'm not quite sure who's playing out there on the left at the moment. That might be PJ, I think. But like I said before, with 13 seconds remaining until time starts, and it's going to be a free puck for the USA. The Aussies are going to have their work cut out for them. They're 2 goals down. As play continues, and the USA immediately take it out to the far side wall. A nice little flick and run there by the USA player. A nice drive down that far side wall. The Aussies coming down to meet them, but the USA doing a really good job of keeping it under their bodies and driving that wall hard. You can see the Australian backline have been turned around. USA got good numbers on the bottom as Australia rip it out of there and go on a nice little swim into the middle, recycle with a curl, and then back out to the right-hand side. USA managed to cut that last pass down, take it back out to the wall, and then a nice little back pass to reload. It's a little bit 50-50 at the moment between both teams. Neither team really dictating the passage of the play more than the other one. And Dave Sutcliffe there doing a nice little inside-out move to keep the possession going. Australia, nice little drive there through the centre, but unfortunately just got a little bit inside of that USA player who was up to the task of getting possession back. Australia get the free puck now. As the referees push the USA back. The puck's pretty much in the halfway line over to the left-hand side here for the Aussies. And let's see what they can do this time as play reconvenes. Aussies setting up with 3 in front of the puck. And the fullback there, Reece Quilford, you can tell because he's a left-hander, immediately taking it to the right-hand side. Aussies doing a good job of maintaining possession as they swing it back around. Reece with a nice little inside swerve move there. Gets caught up in some USA players. Australians have lost possession. The USA have got possession again on that far side wall. Doing a nice job of just holding it up at the moment with a big flick down the line. And a nice drive by the USA guys. Reece Quilford again electing to go back inside, but not this time, says the USA player as he just steals that puck. And a big drive from USA here. They're all the way onto the last back. Still maintaining possession. The Aussies have got it back now as they drive it out. A free has been called. Half time with 3 minutes. The players have got to swap ends get a breather and play this last 15 minutes out. You can see there on the screen, you got the GoFundMe Underwater Hockey World Champs 2018 link and scan. So for those of you that are a little bit more tech savvy, you can get your phone out and scan. I don't even know what that is. QR code, I guess, on the screen, or just click on the link and go there. It'd be great if you could just throw a few bucks to the underwater hockey community. It always goes to a good cause, to bettering the sport. And what a great tournament we've got here in Quebec City in Canada. It's definitely finals time. It's amazing just how much extra pressure the players are under once the finals start. A few little cheeky remarks the Australian Masters made to the Australian Elite men's team after we went down 2-1 to a very slick Turkish side earlier on. I won't tell you what they said because it's a little bit rude, but I'm still barracking for the Aussies, even though it was a little bit too soon for those kind of remarks to be made. But it's all in good fun, as if you're not being sarcastic to your mates, then you're probably not doing it right in Australia anyway. As you can hear there, the USA take a nice little halftime cheer. Aussies electing for a little bit more of a laid-back style in their huddle there. You can see they're having a good old chat. That's probably Reese at the moment talking to the lads. So it'd be interesting to see, as you can see them going in for a nice Aussie cheer there. Interesting to see what they're going to bring into the game in this second half. They've definitely got their work cut out for them against this USA team today. I'd personally like to see the Australians start to move the puck around more, a little bit more left and right, not surprisingly, and start seeing some more of those big swims that we know that the Australians have got in their tank. So 50 seconds to go until the second half of this playoff for 5th place in the men's Masters division kicks into the second half. Neither team looks like having put much effort into their drink bottle or gear holder. I saw a amazing unicorn floaty with baby unicorns holding people's drink bottles. I think it was by the Belgian team, or I think it was the Dutch ladies team that had that thing, and it was very impressive. I was actually a little bit gobsmacked at just how good that thing was. It had like a line of maybe 8 baby unicorns, floaty unicorns, holding an individual drink bottle each behind a large unicorn that had some other stuff in it. So 4 seconds to go as play kicks off in this second half, and you can see the USA guys getting numbers on the bottom very quickly. They're going to win that strike as they take possession and move the puck out to the far side court. Aussies there to meet them, and again you can see it's sort of the contest coming on the wall. The Australians doing a really good job of just nicking it off and taking it out to the other side. Reece Crawford, the fullback there, doing a good job trying to release that right-hand winger. There goes Jacko on a nice swim down the wall, just trying to get that puck into the right-hand winger. It's a bit tick for tack as they take it off the wall now. Back on with Hamish Ride. USA dude's doing a good job of stopping that drive. Reece Crawford getting the puck and throwing it out to the off half. Goes on a nice 45 up the middle. This is a good drive by the Australians, but unfortunately that left-hand USA player up to the task of stopping the drive. USA are being very patient once they get the puck back on their sticks. You can see they're not really getting put under much pressure by the Aussies once they curl on the puck, and that's really buying them time to reload, get numbers down, and then drive, as you can see they're trying to do now with Reece holding the puck up there. He's obviously run out of air and he goes to the surface, and the USA again just sort of starting to slowly but surely drive down this close left-hand wall for them. There's number 10 there for Australia going on a bit of an aggressive drive down the right and then inside to the waiting forward line. A 45 is attempted, the buzzer goes. Be interesting to see what the refs have said here. So obstruction against the USA. The Aussies will get a free puck, and the refs are throwing a USA number 8 into the sin bin for a minute. So I'm just trying to see who number 8 is. Number 8 for the USA is Michael Riccatelli. So Mike's going to spend a minute in the bin, I think, unless the players changed. So off we go again. The Aussies taking the puck. Sorry about that. I was a little bit late on the call. The refs have called up another infringement. So a legal knockdown now for, it's for Australia against the USA. And the Aussies will get another crack at the goal tray. 12.5 minutes remaining. As you can see, the refs positioning in that puck and the Aussies setting up. So off we go again. The Australians on the bottom in good body position. Fullback there, I think, is Jace Meeses, I believe, taking that. USA up to the task, sweeping it nicely over to the near side wall here. Jacko Smith trying to rip it out, but unfortunately the USA lock it into the corner very nicely. Slow it down again as Juan Manuel, the Australian Colombian heritage, as the buzzer goes again. It was a nice little pull out there by the Australian forward, but unfortunately it's against Australia for obstruction. That player's getting a warning. I think it was a warning for Juan Manuel. So the Aussies will get pushed back. The USA will set up. A little bit of pressure off for those guys. They've got a nice lead, 2-0 with 12 minutes remaining. The referee's setting up. Phil Hickey's already down there, number 5 for the USA Masters. A nice little flick straight to a waiting forward as number 6 for the USA starts the drive down the wall nicely. Good run there by Timmy Burke. As the Aussies coming back now, but the USA doing a nice job of just curling it off, regaining possession, and chipping away at this Australian defence on the wall. So we're past the halfway mark now. We're into the Australian defensive area. Reece Quilford gets the puck, launches it down the line, but it gets cut off. I think it actually hit one of his own players' fins there, unfortunately for him, as the USA get the puck back and they drive it all the way down to the corner. A nice sort of straighten up down the back wall there by the USA player. The Aussies have got the puck back now, as you can see there. I think that's Gareth, number 8 for Australia, doing a nice job of holding the puck up as the Aussies take a 45 to a 90-degree drive across the pool, trying to find some space. They do get it out to the left-hand wing, who recycles it back onto the left-hand half. Juan Manuel is waiting, and he goes on another drive, inside out, back onto the left-hand side. It finds some space again. The Aussies are doing a really good job of maintaining possession and rocking and rolling that puck left and right. You can see the right half there. Dave Sutcliffe regains possession, waits for a forward to come down. Aussies getting it back. Ryan Heckenberg taking a really nice little steal. He's going for a run up the right-hand wall. Still got possession, shoves it under his body, but unfortunately there's too many USA guys down. As the USA regain possession, lock it up on the wall right underneath their sub-bench. It's a nice place to wait. Dave Sutcliffe doing a really good job of plucking the puck. A nice little back flick there to the waiting Australian player. 45 and off they go to the other side. Aussies doing a really nice job at the moment of dictating the play into the space, but the USA have been up to the task of basically following that drive, and you can see here they've got clean possession now and a fair bit of space to swim into down that right-hand far side wall for the US. So Aussies still under a fair bit of pressure by the USA with 9.5 minutes to go. As you can see there, the Australian just sacrificing their bottom position. The USA have flicked it onto the back wall. The refs have called an infringement. It's against the US. They're going to kick number 6 out there, I think, for... Oh, I missed the call, sorry, but he's going to go spend a minute in the bin. Pretty sure it was number 6. We'll wait and see what happens. The refs have set up the free. Jace Meeses goes down to take it for Australia. Timmy Burke, number 6, like I said, is spending a minute in the bin as the Aussies go for or attempt to drive out to the right-hand side underneath their sub-bench. Jacko Smith's got the puck now. You can see how the Aussies are kind of getting pushed back by the US. They're not really finding the space that they want as Reece Quilford maintains possession. Throws it into the centre, and the Australians just a little bit hesitant to actually bring it off the wall. You can see that left wing sitting there waiting on the inside channel. He gets it now and he goes for a run. It's a very straight run though, and the USA guys have got the puck back and take it back onto the near side wall here. So a nice brand of hockey being played at the moment by the US. The Australians really having to work to try and create some opportunities as Dave Sutcliffe takes that puck, a nice little knockdown into Jace Meeses on the left half as he goes for a little run. Passes it back to the fullback that's contested. Reece Quilford getting the puck, flicking it into Ryan Heckenberg there as he goes for a little drive. But again, the Aussies are just a bit hesitant to actually swim the puck at speed of the US. And unfortunately, the US had just cleaned that up again as the free goes. So the USA, it's against them once again for obstruction, I believe. As the players are coming to the surface, I think the play continued. You can see the refs grabbing the puck there and setting it up for an Australian free puck. They're probably going to have to put this puck in pretty soon if they want a chance at actually winning this game. You can see the lads setting up. Looks like it's a timeout for the US. So both teams will get a rest. Obviously the US under a fair bit of pressure, been working pretty hard to keep the Australians out of that, out of their goals. You can see there the lads are just taking a bit of a breath to regain their composure. 46 seconds remaining in this timeout. The USA doing a really good job so far of just matching the attacking drives that the Australians have got going and shutting them down. The Aussies are definitely going to have to really take it to the USA guys. It'd be really nice to see the Aussies swimming more angles and trying to stretch this US defence, because they've certainly been up to the task so far. The Australians would definitely benefit from more numbers around the puck and probably getting their structure a little bit tighter to begin with. There's 4 seconds remaining in the timeout. The Australians are down, the US in good body position. Reece Coulford taking this puck, flicking it straight into the stack, straight through the centre channel. The Aussies trying to force it in. They've got good numbers at the bottom, but they've elected to take the puck back out. The buzzer has gone. Looks like it's against Australia now for obstruction. So the USA getting a bit of a reprieve here with just under 7 minutes to go in this second half, playoff for fifth. Referee setting it up. USA down nice and early. The buzzer goes. Phil Hickey just delaying the flick a little bit there to suck one of the Australian guys in. The US do a good job of sweeping it over to this near side wall. You can see the Australians have recycled it over to the far side now as Jace Meese's go for a little 45 swim out to the far side wall there. Nice little flick to the left winger. Fires it up. Tries to recycle back under his body on a 45 but gets stopped. Aussies throw another switch, but the refs call a illegal knockdown against the Aussies, so the USA will get a free puck. Phil Hickey there is asking for unsportsmanlike or a dangerous flick, one of the two. But obviously the refs weren't paying attention. So here we go again. They take it real quick now as Phil flicks that puck over to the far side wall. Aussies getting a handle on this puck. Hamish Wright going for a nice little run. Gives it to his right wing. Recycles it back, but unfortunately just kind of shoved it as the Jacko Smith gets a really nice hit there. Recycles it under his body, but unfortunately shoves it to two waiting USA defenders who are up to the task of sweeping that puck. The Aussies doing a nice job in good bottom position of driving down the wall, just out of reach of that last Australian winger there. The Australians unfortunately losing possession, and the US bring it underneath their sub-bench. The US going for a nice little 45 drive from underneath their sub-bench all the way down the pool. Wow, this is a good run. He might actually make it all the way. It's a big swim, and there you go. Goal number 3, unless the refs have seen something different. As you can see there, all 3 refs coming up and saying goal for the USA. So with 5 minutes to go, the USA hitting a 3-0 lead against Australia. Just waiting to see who actually scored that one. Gherkin Peksos. So well done, Gherkin, for a great swim, really catching the Australian defence off guard there and making them pay dearly. 3 goals up with only 4.5 minutes remaining. The Aussie lads are going to have a hard time coming back for this. So as play reconvenes, USA getting that first play to the strike quite easily as they decide to take it out to the far side wall and flick to 2 waiting USA players on the far side. Aussies going for a nice little drive down their left-hand side at the moment. Recycle to the awaiting fullback Reece Coulford, who dishes it out to Hamish Wright in the centre there. Unfortunately, sorry, I don't think that was Hamish. Unfortunately, he gets rolled off the puck He goes it back out to the far side. The Australians still maintaining possession just as the USA guys get the puck back. It's 50-50 at the moment with a really frantic contest happening in the centre channel as the USA guys just managed to pluck that puck. The ref seeing an infringement is going to be gloving against the US, so the Australians will get a free puck. 3.5 minutes remaining in this playoff for fifth. The USA definitely having all the answers at the moment. The Australians desperately trying to come up with something to put one in the tin and try and get on the board. They're going to pretty much have to score a goal a minute now if they want to level this game up and have any chance of making fifth in this contest. This is their last game of the tournament as they go for a nice little centre channel drive. Good numbers around the puck. They really need that shovel to go close to the goals. It looks like they might have actually put it in. We're coming to the surface. The referees have called. It looks like one of the refs is saying goal, one of the refs is saying timeout, so they're going to go and have a little ref conference or a reference, as some of us players know it as. Usually when this happens, it normally gets called no goal because the ref that sees the infringement is usually convinced that the infringement occurred prior to the goal being scored. So they're going to have a little reference now. You can see the chief ref saying it's obstruction, elbow, no goal. So unfortunately for the Aussies, with under 3 minutes remaining, they're going to get told to go back and watch the USA take another free puck in their defensive zone. So a little bit disappointing for the Australian camp there. Unfortunately, it was a really nice drive. As you can see there, the refs setting it up. And again, the USA taking another free puck in their defensive quarter. They come out to this near side wall here. You can see the US doing a nice little flick down the line to an awaiting forward as they work that puck down the left-hand side. The Australians doing a really nice switch over to the right-hand side to an awaiting left winger. He goes for a little bit of a run, but he's contested straight away. The Australian halfback following that puck up, but now it's 50-50 again. The USA, I believe, have got possession back, and they're just holding it up there, waiting for their guys to come down. A nice little flick down the line to an awaiting US forward. 2.5 minutes remaining. The Australians desperately trying to get it off that wall. They do. They get it out to the right-hand winger, who immediately gets engaged by a very aggressive and energetic US player. Aussies doing a nice little defensive sweep over to the far side court there. A nice little inside pass, and off the Aussies go, bringing it right underneath their sub-bench, but it's a pretty square swim. Hamish Wright doing a nice little back flick. USA getting the puck back, looking like they're taking it on the inside, then bring it back out to the outside again, just holding the play up again, managed to maintain possession. The ref's calling another free. It's going to be obstruction against the US. Aussies with only 2 minutes remaining in this second half of the playoff for fifth. It's very unlikely that they're going to be able to come back from this, as the Aussies set up for a free puck right in front of their sub-bench. Reece Crawford going down to take this one as he drills it into the stack there. The Australians doing a nice little drive down this near side wall. USA in good body position. We're up to the task of stopping that drive. You can see there how number 3 for the USA has done a very good job, and now I believe that's Phil Hickey is just resocketing in, just holding it up on the wall again. The Aussies going for another concerted drive down this near side wall right underneath the USA sub-bench. USA had possession for a second. They're holding it up on the wall. You can see how hard they hit that wall there. It just sort of slid back. Australia got good numbers on the bottom with only 1 minute and 30 remaining, as a nice flick goes into the right-hand forward there. But again, good work by Gareth Mann, I think, to recycle the puck to the halfback. The USA do a good sweep as the buzzer goes. Called for gloving against the USA this time. So the Aussies will get another free puck near the goals with just over 1 minute remaining. That was number 6 called for gloving there. Old Timmy Burke with his left hand just gloving it a little bit too much for the ref's liking. The Australians will set up as Jace Meeses goes in to take this puck. Flicks it in. Number 8 there for the USA, getting a nice little catch on the puck, and they drive it back out right underneath their sub-bench. The USA very comfortable under pressure on the wall. As you can see, that USA play going for a big drive all the way down to halfway. The Aussies recycle the puck, and Dave Sutcliffe getting the puck off the wall and taking it out to the other side of the court. Munted the flick, but the left-hand wing managed to get a good piece of that puck as he recycles back on another 45 off the wall. Juan Manuel getting onto that puck. The Aussies desperately trying to put one into the tin with 40 seconds remaining in this game. Only 10 seconds on the clock at the pool side as the buzzer goes again. Unfortunately, the Australians have only got 6 seconds remaining as the feed clock that you guys can see watching YouTube isn't actually up to speed with the second half clock. So unfortunately 6 seconds, as you can see there, remaining as they set up again for probably the last free puck in this game. The USA are going to take this one out 3-0, 3 goals to 0 against the Aussies. So the Aussies will finish 6th. Well done to USA for a very nice game, very well executed, and those guys will take away 5th. So yeah, hats off to the USA guys. Commiserations for the Australian Masters. They fought it out to the end, played the comp out, and yeah, you know, I think hockey's the real winner here today. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. It was certainly your pleasure to listen to me today. See you later.